Leo. Hi, Leo. Well, I wanted to start off this, I guess, series, or so you could call it, just to get to know a little bit more about you and let your audience and your chat, your followers know, how you ended up where you are today.
Hmm.
So let's see. Let's start like way, way back, like way, way, way back. When did you know that you wanted to play basketball? And when did
Um,
you first start playing basketball?
I think obviously I have older siblings. I'm the second youngest of six, so we had a basketball court outside, and we would always play. But I used to be very small, and I wasn't old enough to play with everybody, so I always watched and wanted to play, even though I couldn't do nothing to help anybody win or anything. I just wanted to be involved. But just growing up with four other boys, one girl, and we competitive household, so just wanted to win and compete with them because I think that was like the excitement, like everybody get to brag about who won, and you know actually you get bragging rights. And that was the best thing. Also, whoever's the best, whether it's video games or actually doing something, that was big.
Well, where did you play usually? Like outside, like in your
Oh, literally
neighborhood,
out.
or
No, so I grew up in Kitchell, North Carolina, and it was like very in the woods country. We call it down the hill. You've been there. And I next we had one neighbor next door. Everybody else who wasn't really nobody else, is just us out there. And it's like, I wouldn't say farmland. What would you categorize that as?
um, I mean,
It's just land.
it's just land. There's no
Yeah.
animals.
So like, it's just that basketball goal is out there, and we had that's where we started playing at. It's just literally just outside in the yard. Oh, but I can also add is just so you know as I got older, we started going to the YMCA up in Henderson. On the far end of the court, there was always the older people there, and they play. You got to sign your name in to play, and I was too young, and I always get mad that I couldn't participate with my brothers in playing, with him because I was too young, and I was too. Everybody always told me too little, too small,
How
whatever.
little do you know?
I don't know. I was definitely small. This is way before I started getting taller than everybody. So like,
Like elementary school?
oh yeah, I would say we lived in Kittrell until we moved to Oxford. I was in fourth grade, so under fourth grade.
So
All this
elementary
is, yeah,
school.
elementary school. Yeah,
Okay.
I don't know how delusional I was, thinking I was going to be in elementary school playing with grown men. So yeah, but that's what started the spark into me of just like wanting to play basketball because they got to do it, and I just felt left out.
Okay.
Yeah,
So some FOMO.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So when were you aware that UNC was a school and a place that people went and played basketball? Like when were you aware of like Michael Jordan, UNC?
I mean, once I started around like elementary to, well, around the fourth grade, when I moved to Oxford, and I give credit to Coach Rogers. He was my first official basketball coach. He seen how tall I was at the time, and I guess I was taller than everybody else, and he was just like, "You need to come play basketball." He
Yeah.
didn't really give me no option. So I ended up playing for him, went undefeated and all this and that. But like, that's what really started with me in organized basketball. And from there, it was once I started realizing how much of an impact I had, I started got on YouTube and just started watching basketball highlights and clips all the time, like every night before I went to sleep. So it's like, I used to watch Michael Jordan and Vince Carter so much. And that's why I always said, like, this is why I wanted to go to Carolina because of them two.
Same.
So, yeah. But yeah, every night I would just literally be on YouTube watching clips of highlights of all their like plays and stuff like that. But it's just not just them, just other players as well.
And did anybody else in your family play basketball? Like anywhere organized outside of like
Um,
YMCA? Did
I
anybody play in high school?
think my older brother and my youngest brother played organized, but they didn't play like long enough. Like
Okay.
they played like a year or two, but it
Okay.
wasn't like how I was committed to playing it.
So, and then what about your dad, mom or dad? No one
Uh,
played for.
both my mom and dad are from a big family as well. I think they both have like 7 to 8, siblings. So my dad, he's from New York, and I think my uncle will always tell me, two of my uncles, like, they used to play a lot, and I think my dad used to play a lot too in the park and stuff. So I think that's, you know, there's
And this was
something
in
in there.
New Jersey,
New York.
New
My
York.
mom's from New Jersey,
Okay.
but um, I don't think she played a sport or anything like that. But yeah, definitely my dad's side, they played sports.
And so then you went to Webb. How
Yes,
was your time there?
Webb was great,
By
and
the time you got there, were you like when did you commit to UNC? Like was that going in like freshman year, sophomore year? Like did you know
that was
when you got to
it
Webb?
was going. So my freshman year at Webb, it was more of like locally. I think I was being known as I started on varsity. I was good, and this guy Dave Tellup came. He used to have a Carolina. Like I think he works with San Antonio now, but like he used to be work with ESPN. He used to like host this thing called what is it called? It's like a top camp for North Carolina people. Like he
Oh,
used to
that's
do
cool.
that, and I think the game he came to see me, I had a triple double that game, and he invited me to the Dave Dell camp, and since then I was like, you know, I started being noticed nationally, like great. Like,
Did you have fun at Webb? Did you like your coach?
I
Like you had the
so
same coach all 4 years? Did you like your
no, so
teammates?
my journey was different. My journey was I went to Webb, and then next year it was like a little mix between you see all like I think it was John Wall and like John Wall went to Word of God and it was private school. So private schools became the biggest thing. Like if you want to make it to the NBA, want to make it to a D1 school, you got to go to this. Like you got to go to a private school. You got to
Mm-hmm.
go to one of them, and so I went to a new one called Word of God, and it was in Raleigh, and it didn't work out for me. Like I stayed there for a year, but then ended up going back to Webb my junior year. So sophomore year, I went to Word of God.
How far was that from your home? Because you were living
Oh
in
yeah,
you had
Creedmoor.
moved to Creedmoor at
Yeah.
this point. Okay.
So that was literally, I want to say like 40 to an hour drive, 40 minutes to
Mm.
an hour drive every day. But I mean, I feel like in North
Also,
Carolina
everything's
and
far
down
in North
south,
Carolina.
like that drive is nothing. Like that
That
drive is
drive is
nothing to
too
us.
far for
Yeah, like
me.
I drive that every time, all the time. So, but
Okay.
yes. So went to Word of God. That was its own thing. We probably have story time for that, but like,
Next episode.
I know. But I ended up going back to Webb. I missed. I was like uneligible to play for the first semester because transcripts or something like that. So I ended up playing the second semester of the season.
Okay.
But yeah, so then I was already committed to Carolina because I committed going into my junior year,
Okay.
and I would give credit.
And
Like
that's kind of early.
I can't do this without giving credit to Garner Road because Garner Road AAU wise, like they brought me in, they put me around like good people, and It's things.
What
David
tell us
West.
tell us more about Garner Road. This is your only AAU program you played with.
Yes, the only
Okay.
AAU program. So it's funny because I got contacted by somebody, and I went. I ended up going to play AAU for the first time because obviously I was, you know, being seen
Yeah.
after the Date Teller camp. So like, you know, Garner Rose in Raleigh, that one's far. That was like an hour and 30 minutes to practice. Oh my god, that was far. That was a car
That's a
drive every
commitment.
time. But like it again in North Carolina, that's nothing. Like I can't believe we drove that like for the practices.
Mm.
But yeah, they really helped me elevate my game a lot. They put me around a lot of good players. So I think that's really what helped me take off. And then in AAU is when you really get seen and you really get to play against other top players and all that. So like
Hmm.
I feel like from a team in Raleigh, we did pretty good. And it was David West's AAU team.
Was there
Our
only one team, or was there like different
Oh no, it was
ages, or
different
what
age
was the?
brackets.
Okay.
I started off with I don't know. I think it was 15U, 15, 16, 17. I mean I played 3 years with them.
Okay.
So but like I remember my first year is our rivals, I guess, was Chris Paul's team, CP3, because David West and Chris Paul was on the same team in the NBA at the time. And like, it was a thing that, technically they're teammates, but like their AAU teams are playing against each other.
Rivalry.
Yeah. And I
That's
think
cool.
we ended up beating them when it mattered. We was like literally Chris Paul and David West was at the game watching because I think it was like a big thing and we won it.
Oh, so this is just in the state of North Carolina.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
this was before like the big, we was Adidas, big Adidas, like going to the Adidas tournament and
Right.
stuff.
Yeah.
Like I think this was like the local thing.
Okay.
Yeah,
I wish I could have been a fly on the wall in
yeah.
those games. So I've seen several clips on YouTube of just the atmosphere at Webb, and you took me there the last time we went to North Carolina, and I got to see the infamous Webb High School, mostly from the outside. But what was that like? Like, were you ever nervous? Or did you feel at home? Like when the crowd was like packed beyond capacity and probably some fire code and some other stuff? Like, were you comfortable? Like, was it, tell us
I
about
mean,
that.
so Oxford's a small place. I feel like till this day, I know a lot of people. Like I still know a lot of people that's like that was in those videos.
Yeah.
Like we would go to the park all the time and play against like everybody. Like all the players, like all the people was there is like people like I knew. So it
Yeah.
wasn't like, and then it's like we go to the park and play. Like we play basketball locally all the time. So it's like I don't think I was ever nervous. It was more of like my goal at the time was I'm going to Carolina and we never won a state championship or anything like that. So like obviously my goal was like, take that next step and be the one to like help bring it to Webb. So
And you did get one of those.
yes, I did.
Right. Your senior
Yeah,
year?
senior year, but
Okay.
junior year was I missed the layup to put us in the next round. And KJ, who is Coach Rogers' son, he will never let me forget this to this day. I missed a wide open layup.
It happens to
Yeah, it
all of
happens.
us.
It happens. I'm Because of that, I learned though. So what we talked about,
I was just asking
the
about the
atmosphere.
atmosphere
Yeah.
at
So
Webb. Yeah.
it was literally just playing. It felt like it was a great environment. Like I love the fact that like so many people came out to just watch a game, and it's just brought life to Oxford. Like Oxford was the talk
Mm.
of the local whatever. Like, you had to go to a web game. I think we sold out a lot, like a lot.
Yeah.
So, it was very exciting. And I think for the players that was there playing with me, like, that was probably like exciting for them because like, we was doing something. We was trying to do
Right.
something that haven't been done there yet. We all wanted that. So yeah.
That's really cool. I mean, I think there's a lot to be said about working for something and wanting something outside of like just for yourself, and
Yeah.
working with a team and accomplishing something with the team. So, what do you think that championship in, gosh, what year was that then?
2013.
2013. What do you
Yeah.
think that meant to the community? Because I've been through Oxford very briefly, and it's very quaint. So I could see how it could be a big deal, to be the best team in the state.
Well, yeah. Um, I feel like that was a very big thing because everybody always have a notion of like, especially when you're from a small town, that nothing's ever expected from you, or people don't expect you to do much. Like it is, we could have just been okay with
Oh wow.
losing, and I mean, I think it's pretty big. We was 3A at the time. And I don't know what they are now, but like to go against like teams that were more noticed, they had more people that were noticed. It's just like, you put yourselves on a map. Like you let yourselves be known. It's like obviously everybody want a chance to just be seen, and we was able to provide that for Oxford. It's like no matter what happens at the end of the day, when you go through the list of championship teams, like state championship teams, Oxford's there. And like for a small town, maybe like less than 10,000 people, like
Yeah.
that's pretty big. Like we was the little, like the underdogs, the little people, and we came out on top.
You obviously decided you were going to UNC as a sophomore going into junior year, correct?
Hmm.
So, what other schools were you considering, if any? Because it sounded like to me there weren't very
Oh, they
many.
won't. I mean, till this day, I tell people
And why Carolina?
I,
Obviously.
yeah. So I didn't take none of my 5 official visits. You know, Unofficially, I took a visit to I think Virginia Tech and State. It was with other players, other top players and stuff like that. But it wasn't like an official visit. It's
Okay.
like obviously I don't live far away from places like that, so it's easy to drive there and just look around.
Yeah.
But like I remember when I was at State, and I was just like, I told the coach, it's like, I'm going to Carolina. Like, thank you, but I'm going to Carolina. I didn't get offered by Carolina at the time either. I was just
Oh
like,
my
I'm going to
god.
Carolina. It was like
You're
this is
manifesting.
yeah, yeah.
It's manifest.
But that's what's so funny. But it's like in Oxford again, small town, you're either Duke or Carolina.
Yeah.
Like, we have some state fans
Yeah, no
too, but
offense to
like
state, but it's either Duke or Carolina. It just kind of is.
but I get, we had, the outliers of little state fans, but it was literally Duke or Carolina. And so that's what I grew up around. But obviously, I love Michael Jordan, Vince Carter. I love, the color of the school. And it's like,
It's
and
pretty
then you
great.
add on like Roy Williams and who he was at the time, you
Mm.
know,
Oh man.
just being around that, it was just, yeah, that was a no brainer. And I remember once I got a letter, like I used to get so many letters from other schools. Once I got a letter from Carolina though, with his little signature on there, yeah, that was it.
Oh man.
Yeah, I took it. I think to this day I was the fastest ever to commit, or yeah, to commit after talking to him. Like I went there after a game or something, and yeah, I was told to weigh my options. Like and I
I
remember because it was
mean,
my
yeah.
so this was the head coach from the Word of God when I went. Like
Yeah.
he went with me, my dad, and well, I think he didn't go, but like he was telling me, he's like, weigh your options. You don't want to just go. Like I know this is the school you want to go to, but like you don't want to like just just go there. You want to weigh your options, whatever.
Right.
Obviously, in my head, I'm just like,
Why?
yeah, why?
Why? It's
So
Carolina.
after we leave Carolina, me, my mom, and my dad, we stop at the subway, and we're getting food, and I'm just like, it's literally been like an hour or so later. Like that drive is not long. It's
Yeah.
whatever, however long that drive was back to that little subway. I just, you know what? I'm like literally contemplating my whole life, just like this is the only school I want to go to, and he just offered me.
Right.
Side note: my first offer was Xavier, and I think I accidentally accepted the offer. I tell this too,
I've done
because
that also.
well, it's like I don't know. I didn't. Nobody told me how to react. It was just like, yeah, Isaiah, are you? We want you to come here. Are you excited about that? I was like, yeah, I'm excited. This is my first
You're like,
offer.
absolutely.
And then I was just didn't. I had to be advised to just be like, oh, I did not accept the offer. Like, yes, I'm happy that you offered me,
Right.
but like, yeah. So like, then I learned how to accept the offer, and then I accept the offer. So
Right.
going back to Carolina, I called Coach Williams and just like, yeah, Coach, I accept your offer. I'm coming to Carolina.
That's
And
awesome.
once my parents got back to the car, I just told them, I was like, I'm going to Carolina. I just called Coach Williams.
What was your dad's reaction?
I mean, everybody was excited because it was just like, I was going to be the first one to go to a D1 school, full scholarship,
That's
play
amazing.
basketball. So like, and it wasn't like I was going to like redshirt or anything. It was expected for me to play right away. So it was like,
Yeah.
it was exciting,
I know your
regardless of
mom was
where I went
excited.
or yeah. So I think I still hold that record of the fastest commit. I want to ask Coach Williams that one day.
You
Just
should.
see, do I still hold that record? I think Theo was thinking the same thing like me, but I committed earlier than him. I know he probably, if it was I think it was just a race between me and Theo, we both would have just committed right there.
Oh, Lord, Theo.
I think Theo has that. Me and Theo had the same mindset.
Do you have like any regrets at all with your time, like, you know, coming on that journey and getting to the point where you're saying, yes, like I'm going to Carolina, like any moment leading up to that, like is there anything you would have done differently?
Oh no,
Hi. Or that you regret?
no. I'm a big believer in everything happens for a reason, and that's what the whole journey's about. It's like everything you do, you just try to do it to the best of your knowledge and your ability. You don't know what you don't know, and you just try to do everything knowing there's no regret. Like just do
Yeah.
everything you believe is right, and things will work out.
Yeah, we've been doing a lot of that lately.
Yeah.
It's been working out for us.
Lola's over there squeaking a toy, obviously. Lola, Lola,
Can you wait, Mama?
relax. Why is she waiting until we start?
I don't know.
Let me
Sorry.
start over. Yeah, she's
Lola.
like, no, 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 no more, no more. Lola, no more,
Baby girl, we're doing something.
no more.
We're doing something.
Love
Just
you.
hang out, okay? Hi, buddy. I know. You just want to be held. Okay. All right. I know. Are you part of the interview? We're in the middle of an interview.
It's
That's
Lola.
Lola. Okay.